Every morning, before the world pulls you into chaos, you are given a sacred choice: to live with intention or to be carried away by noise. What if the first hour of your day could decide the strength of your entire life? For most of us, mornings are rushed. Alarms, notifications, obligations, and before we even breathe, our mind is hijacked by the world's demands. No wonder we feel anxious, distracted, and powerless. But the Stoics taught us the first moments of the day belong to you, and only you. Marcus Aurelius began each day reminding himself, "Today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, arrogance." He prepared his mind before the world could shake it. Seneca wrote that the morning was a rehearsal for life itself. Epictetus reminded his students that freedom begins in the first thought you choose. This is where Stoicism becomes not theory, but daily armor. In this video, we'll uncover 7 Stoic morning practices, not abstract philosophy, but living principles you can use tomorrow morning. 7 steps to calm your mind, sharpen your focus, and build unshakable strength before the world even wakes up. If you master your morning, you master your life. Principle 1. Start with stillness. The very first act of a Stoic morning is not movement, but stillness. Before you check messages, before the noise of the world floods in, you must anchor yourself. Stillness is not a pause from life. It is preparation for life. In silence, you build the clarity and strength that carry through the rest of your day. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "People look for retreats in the mountains or by the sea, but the greatest retreat is into your own mind." Stillness is that retreat. You do not need to escape to distant places. You need only turn inward. There, in the quiet of your own mind, lies strength greater than any fortress. Picture the Emperor of Rome, surrounded by chaos. Senators quarreling, generals waiting for orders, enemies pressing at the borders. Yet, Marcus Aurelius always began his day with silence and reflection in his journal. He understood that if he could not command himself, he could command nothing. The most powerful man in the world started not with noise, but with stillness. Today, our battlefield is different. It is not swords and shields, but screens and notifications. The moment you check your phone, you hand your mind to the world. But if you start with stillness, you reclaim ownership. Sit for 5 minutes. Breathe slowly. Write one thought in a journal. Do nothing but exist. This is not weakness. This is strength. You are building the shield you will carry through the day. Stillness is not the absence of life, but the essence of it. The Stoics remind us, you cannot control the storm, but you can always control your anchor. When you begin each morning in silence, you are not withdrawing from the world. You are preparing to engage it with clarity, strength, and unshakable calm. Start with stillness, and you will start with power. Principle 2. Mastering perspective. The second Stoic morning practice is to master perspective. When you wake, your mind is quick to magnify problems, to see obstacles as mountains. But perspective is the lens through which all of life is interpreted. The Stoics remind us, it is not events themselves that disturb us, but the view we take of them. A shift in perspective is a shift in destiny. Epictetus said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the principles and notions which they form concerning things." If you train your perspective each morning, no event can enslave your peace. You see not disaster, but challenge. Not burden, but opportunity. Consider Seneca. In exile, stripped of wealth and power, he chose not despair, but perspective. He wrote letters that continue to strengthen souls 2,000 years later. His situation did not dictate his spirit, his perspective did. What looked like punishment became legacy. The Stoic lens transforms what crushes others into fuel for greatness. Today, when you wake to emails, bills, or criticism, you can choose the lens. If you see only weight, your day will be heavy. But if you see a chance to grow stronger, your day becomes training. Perspective is the power to turn obstacles into teachers. Each morning, ask, how else can I see this? In that question lies freedom. Mastering perspective is mastering life. The Stoics remind us, you cannot control what the world brings, but you can control the meaning you assign. Begin each day by shifting the lens, and the same world that crushes others will lift you. Perspective is not escape, it is transformation. Principle 3. Control what you can, release what you can't. The third Stoic morning practice is this: focus only on what you can control and release what you cannot. Anxiety is born when we try to command the uncontrollable. Freedom is found when we place energy where it truly belongs. Every morning, the Stoic asks, what is mine to shape and what is not? Epictetus taught, some things are in our control and others not. If you confuse the two, you will suffer. The wisdom of the morning is separation, dividing the world into what you can act upon and what you must release. Consider Admiral James Stockdale, a modern Stoic. Imprisoned for 7 years in Vietnam, tortured and isolated, he survived by holding tightly to what he could control: his choices, his discipline, his attitude, and releasing what he could not. He later said, I never lost faith in the end of the story. This was not blind hope, but Stoic mastery of control. Today, our prisons are different. We are trapped by traffic, by office politics, by endless opinions online. But the principle is the same. Focus on your choices, your response, your effort. Release the rest. Each morning, list one thing you can control today: your focus, your patience, your discipline, and let go of the rest. This is the daily liberation of the Stoic. The world is full of storms beyond your command, but within you lies a citadel no storm can touch. To control what you can is wisdom. To release what you cannot is freedom. Begin each day with this division, and you will walk through chaos with unshakable calm. Control is not power over the world. It is mastery of yourself. Principle 4. Embrace discomfort as training. The fourth Stoic morning practice is to embrace discomfort as training. We are wired to seek comfort, but comfort makes us fragile. The Stoics taught that voluntary discomfort prepares us for life's involuntary hardships. When you step into discomfort willingly, you discover that pain is not your enemy. Weakness is. Seneca wrote, set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself, is this the condition I feared? In discomfort, fear dissolves. You realize you are stronger than you thought. Cato the Younger, one of Rome's most admired Stoics, practiced walking barefoot through the streets, even in winter. He faced ridicule, but he embraced hardship deliberately. Why? Because he knew the world's scorn could not harm a man trained to endure discomfort. He made himself unshakable, not through luxury, but through chosen struggle. Today, your discomforts may not be Roman exile or ridicule, but they are cold showers, early mornings, difficult conversations, or disciplined workouts. When you choose them, you toughen your spirit. Start small. Take a cold shower, skip a luxury, rise earlier. Each act whispers to your mind, I can endure. Discomfort becomes a teacher, not a threat. To embrace discomfort is to train for life. The Stoics remind us, hardship will find you, whether you seek it or not. But if you practice discomfort in the morning, you will face the storms of the day already strengthened. What others fear will no longer frighten you. Discomfort is not punishment, it is preparation. Principle 5. Practice gratitude and presence. The fifth Stoic morning practice is to ground yourself in gratitude and presence. Before the mind races ahead to deadlines and distractions, pause and acknowledge what already exists. Breath in your lungs, light on your skin, another chance to live. Gratitude is not ignoring pain. It is choosing to see the gifts within it. Presence is not passive, it is power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, when you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Gratitude was not sentimental for him, it was armor. To start the day thankful is to disarm anxiety before it begins. Seneca, though surrounded by wealth, constantly reminded himself to practice gratitude for the simplest things. He wrote that a man who values what he already has is truly rich. For the Stoics, gratitude was not reserved for fortune, but for breath, for friendship, for the chance to act with virtue. This practice made them unshaken even in loss. In our world of comparison and endless striving, gratitude becomes rebellion. Before you check what you lack, acknowledge what you have. Write down 3 things you are grateful for, however small. Notice your breath, the sound of morning birds, the warmth of tea in your hands. Presence anchors you. Gratitude strengthens you. Together, they create joy independent of circumstance. Gratitude transforms mornings into miracles. Presence makes each moment alive. The Stoics remind us, if you have breath, you have more than enough. Begin each day not by chasing what is missing, but by honoring what already is. Gratitude is not weakness, it is strength. Presence is not stillness, it is power. Principle 6. Define your purpose with clarity. The 6th Stoic morning practice is to define your purpose with clarity. A day without purpose is like a ship without a rudder, tossed by every wave, driven by every current. But a day anchored in purpose cannot be stolen by distractions. Each morning, the Stoics remind us to ask, what is my duty? What is my aim? What is the mark I choose to hit today? Marcus Aurelius said, if you are disturbed by external things, it is not they that trouble you, but your own judgment of them. And it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now. Purpose sharpens judgment. It cuts through distraction. A man who knows his purpose cannot be enslaved by noise. Epictetus, once a slave, found freedom not in circumstances but in purpose. His chains could not bind his mind, because his aim was clear, to live with virtue. He told his students, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. His life reminds us that clarity of purpose is more powerful than external freedom. In our world, it's easy to wake up and be consumed by emails, by notifications, by demands that pull us in 100 directions. But if you define your purpose each morning, even with a single sentence, you will not be scattered. Write down your top aim for the day. Let it be a compass. Let it remind you that not everything deserves your energy, but your purpose does. Purpose gives shape to time, weight to effort, and meaning to struggle. Without it, days dissolve into noise. With it, every act becomes sacred. The Stoics remind us, clarity of purpose is clarity of life. Begin your morning by defining it, and no storm can pull you from your course. Principle 7. End with reflection and preparation. The 7th Stoic morning practice is to end with reflection and preparation. A morning well begun is not complete until you anchor your intentions for the day. Reflection clarifies what matters. Preparation arms you for what will come. Without these, your morning is only half-forged steel. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself each morning, today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, arrogance, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness. His preparation was not pessimism, but wisdom. By reflecting on reality, he was never surprised by it. Expecting the storm allowed him to walk through it calmly. Epictetus trained his students to visualize challenges before they arose. He said, when you are about to undertake some action, remind yourself of the nature of that action. A traveler who knows rain is coming carries a cloak. A Stoic who knows hardships will come carries inner armor. Preparation was not fear, it was foresight. For us, reflection means pausing to ask, what challenges might I face today? Or might I be tested? And preparation means choosing your response before the moment comes. If you know you will face stress, prepare patience. If you expect criticism, prepare calm. If you anticipate distraction, prepare focus. Write down your intention, one shield, one weapon, and step into the day equipped. Reflection and preparation are the final steps that transform mornings into fortresses. Without them, even good intentions scatter. With them, your mind is armored, your spirit steady, your course set. The Stoics remind us, fortune is unpredictable, but preparation is always within your control. End your morning not with fear, but with readiness. Reflection makes you wise. Preparation makes you strong. Conclusion: the fortress of a Stoic morning. 7 practices. 7 pillars. Begin with stillness. Master your perspective. Control what you can and release the rest. Embrace discomfort as training. Anchor yourself in gratitude and presence. Define your purpose with clarity. And end with reflection and preparation. These are not abstract philosophies. They are weapons, shields, compass points for a stormy world. The truth is simple. You cannot control the world, but you can control how you meet it. And if you begin each morning with these practices, you will not just survive the day, you will master it. Anxiety will come, but it will not own you. Fear will whisper, but it will not command you. You will walk steady, armored in clarity and calm. Your task is not to remember every word, but to choose one practice tomorrow morning. 5 minutes of stillness. A journal line of gratitude. One sentence of purpose. Begin small and let it grow. Day by day, you will forge the unshakable mind the Stoics spoke of. This is the promise of Stoicism, not freedom from storms, but freedom within them. Begin each morning as the Stoics did, and you will discover that no chaos can steal your calm, no fear can silence your courage, and no day can take away your strength. This is Stoic Miracles, strength for the uncertain future.